And we are live. Welcome, everyone. This is your host, Abraham L. Jaguar. I will do a sound check in a few moments. First of all, this channel is proudly partnered with the What the Funk shop. Please check out their store for all sorts of products. They have dice, miniatures, game master screens, home decorations, and many other things. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. And make sure that you use my code for a special discount. A moment, please, while I make the sound check. Sounds good. But when it comes to triangle strategy, the game that I'm going to play today, I feel like the sound is a bit low when it comes to the game sound. So maybe I should raise it to 12, move the things to 12 just a bit. No, I don't want 18. I was almost there. 12, 12, 12. There we go. So yes, we are continuing. Let me check sound over here. There's going to be a tournament in today's episode. I think. Let me see if the sound. Now we can proceed into the tournament. Conclude exploration. Yes. The banquet will begin soon. Lord Dragon and I had best not arrive late. At the banquet.
I thank you for your hospitality today, Lord Serenoa.
Think nothing of it. Did you enjoy the city, Lord Dragan?
Quite. Its people are full of life and love for their lord. That says all I need to know about House Wolfort.
You honor us with your words.
I am only being frank. Frederica is the sister of the Archduke, after all, and my cousin besides.
Ah, I didn't know that.
I would not see her marry into an unworthy house. Suffice to say, my expectations were exceeded.
I have heard much of your ingenious contributions to the mining efforts. I sense prosperous days are ahead of us.
I wonder if this dragon guy is the one they call the Dawn Spear, because they have constantly been mentioning things about the Dawn Spear. He's a champion of the arena. I wonder if he's the one.
As do I. Finally, our nations enter into an age unfettered by war. With Esfrost's iron, Hyzam's salt, and Glenbrook's mediation, there is no limit to what we can achieve.
So Glenbrook has no salt and no iron. Neither of the resources. That makes Glenbrook very weak in comparison, and perhaps could give Glenbrook an excuse to carry out some sort of attack or underhanded maneuver. We shall see.
We must regard each other as equals and forge mutually beneficial relationships.
Because that is a maxim in any situation. If you have someone that is weaker, that weak person needs to do something to keep the scales, the balance in his or her favor, or their favor in case of a group of people, because otherwise they're going to be quickly destroyed.
I sense skepticism in your words, Lord Dragan. Do you mean to imply our relations are not already mutually beneficial?
I need not imply anything. The salt tax you claim makes my case more than clear.
Uh-oh.
Bold words from one so young. Is that how peers speak to one another?
Perhaps the young ones, yes. What do you think, Lord Serenoa?
Oh, they're getting me involved. I need to choose wisely.
Dissatisfaction with the salt tax was one cause of the war, was it not?
I thought they were going to give me options.
Salt is a divine boon, a gift from the goddess to her true believers.
Oh no, they have made a religion out of salt. Religion always starts war. Because those that do not fall under the purview of religion, they are the heretics. They must be destroyed.
This is the foundation of the teachings that guide us in Hyzant.
Mm-hmm.
By allying with Esfrost, do you mean to gainsay our most fundamental beliefs?
Of course not, Minister. We understand that the source is Norzelia's sole supply of salt.
Hyzant is dangerous. They are very dangerous.
And we would not deny that it is the Holy State's right to harvest and tax it as you see fit.
Thank you for acknowledging that. Though it strikes me that your words are measured.
You needn't be so non-committal, Lord Serenoa. It is only reasonable that the three of us have differing opinions on the matter.
So these guys represent the three nations. Salt on the left, iron. I don't know if I have iron or if the other guy has the iron. But they are the three. The triangle strategy is present here. Three powers.
However, that is all the more reason for us to be open to frank discussion.
Honored guests, pray forgive my son. We of House Wolfort are but simple warriors. I'm afraid matters of finance and politics do not come to us naturally. This, however, I can say. We will fight injustice and tyranny wheresoever it may be.
So they represent. They may not have the salt nor the iron, but they are the military might. But without iron and salt, they are at a disadvantage.
Of course, we do not enjoy conflict. Still, we will not hesitate to defend our land and our people should the need arise. No matter how mighty the threat, we will fight for home and kingdom.
Yes, Lord Simone. Of that we are keenly aware.
Let me check the sound again to see the music. That sounds good.
I apologize if I spoke out of turn. But the fact remains that as every winter passes, the tension between our nations grows, and salt is the cause.
I think we should ally ourselves with the nation in control of the iron. We can always find the salt in various ways. See, from the mines, but iron mines aren't that easy to come by. They understand it.
The common folk have all but forgotten its taste. I simply want to ease their suffering.
The ministry I oversee is committed to the preservation of life. I personally believe that salt should not be a luxury reserved for the privileged few.
That's interesting, Lila. Then stop making our religion out of salt, okay?
All those who live require it. Not just those lucky enough to be born within the borders of our holy state.
You agree with me, then?
How I feel matters little. In Hyzant, the word of the goddess, as conveyed to us from the lips of the Hierophant, is absolute.
In other words, the Hierophant is the one running things, not the goddess.
But perhaps this joint mining venture of yours may lead to the change you seek.
Indeed, we must set our gazes to the future. All of us. I expect you will be the ones to usher us into a new era.
Yes, Father.
Side story. The children of the crown speak of their father, King Regna. So that's the most powerful kingdom, the one on the west. And we are over here. We represent... What do we represent? This map needs more information. There are some letters that I cannot read. But... Kingdom of Glenbrook. This is the state of Hyzant. Glenbrook. And where's the other kingdom? Wait a minute. Glenbrook. Hyzant. Grand Duchy of Aphros. So this is my duchy. So I represent iron. No wonder we are the military might. So how come How come the kingdom of Glenbrook is the most powerful one? They have neither salt nor iron. And they're just telling people what to do. Heard good stuff about triangle strategy, and it's definitely good, Relkag. I can confirm that it is a great game. And I am thinking right now, this Kingdom of Glenbrook either needs to change or needs to disappear because they are telling Paisante and Afrost what to do. Well, they bring nothing to the table. They bring absolutely nothing to the table. But let's engage in that side story. Let me save the game first. When it comes to politics and military matters, I think that the weak should fear the strong, and Glenbrook is not very strong.
Father spoke not a single word to me today. Before long, I fear I might forget the sound of his voice.
Please, sister, you weep and wail like a common girl. Show some composure.
I also dislike this Franny guy. He's constantly putting down everyone else.
Father has a kingdom to rule, a kingdom engaged in a historic endeavor. He has more important duties than to pamper a spoiled child.
Wow.
Yes, of course, brother.
He could have been much kinder, like, oh, please understand, sister. Father is taking care of very important business. He loves you very much. Now, he has no time for you, you pathetic brat.
You speak as if Father's duties include anything more than licking the boots of these dignitaries.
I like Roland more. He should be the one in charge.
It is inconceivable he cannot spare the time to break bread with his daughter.
You speak out of insolence and ignorance, Roland.
I speak only the truth. He leaves all the cumbersome tasks to the Wolfort to minister Patria.
A king's word is to be obeyed.
Yes, but is that guy worthy of being a king?
And what of his subjects? Do they exist simply to bring him glory? To take the blame for his failures?
Yes. The battle system is quite similar. Almost identical, I would say. Almost identical.
They are to serve as he sees fit.
Ooh, that Franny guy must not be allowed in power.
The hell they are.
Believe as you wish. Speaking of his subjects, it appears lordship of House Wolfort will be passed down to young Serenoa.
Yes.
What?
How fortunate for you to have a friend in the new lord. Best not take loyalty for granted, however. House Wolfort is obedient enough for now, but that can change as quickly as the wind. Use them well when you can, but be ready to bring down your fist if they dare to rise above their station.
Wow, how rude. He's basically telling to use his best friend as his tool.
Don't speak of them like lapdogs. They're not servants. They're my friends.
How dare you speak about that? About my childhood friend? How dare you?
Do you really think to lead with such a soft heart? You are not fit to wear the royal signet.
No, but this guy is on the other side of the spectrum. He is going completely brains, but his logic is biased towards his own interests.
Oh, stop this fighting at once. You frighten me.
Enough of this.
Well, royal families are frightening, Cordelia. Better get used to it.
Where are you going, brother?
To train with Sir Maxwell. I would clear my head. There is a tourney on the morrow, after all.
Brother!
Oh, that Franny guy is dangerous. Franny or Fanny or whatever his name. Could be one of the main villains.
I yield.
Your spear wavers, my prince. Something weighs on your mind.
I hope that masked man becomes a member of the group eventually.
You've always been able to see through me.
It's no great feat. Your heart lies ever on your sleeve.
Do I hear disapproval in your voice?
Not exactly, my prince. It can be a weakness, yes, but it can also be your strength. After all, sometimes a direct strike is most effective at piercing a formidable defense.
I will take those words to heart, Sir Maxwell. Thank you for today.
The pleasure was mine. I expect a good fight from you tomorrow. In the final match, no doubt.
I take the field with House Wolfort. Together, I have no doubt we can emerge triumphant.
Yes, yes, with my brilliant strategies, we shall triumph.
Ah, that would explain your improvement. Young Serenoa is a worthy training partner. Even so, I have no doubt you've held your own against him. Tomorrow you shall show the realm what I already know. That you are a warrior worthy of your family's legacy.
I wonder why that masked man is so skilled in battle. Who exactly is he?
Sir Maxwell,
The fact that Sir Maxwell, like Final Fantasy Tactics with lots of dialogue too, lol, aha. And it has some very important choices. Right now, we haven't seen those yet. Well, in a previous episode, they did give me a choice, but depending on your choices, you may end up becoming enemies or allies and getting into different scenarios and such. That Maxwell guy, I think he could be a very important character considering he's hiding his face.
sometimes I wish I wasn't a prince. Sometimes I wish I'd been born your son instead.
Oof. What if he's actually his real father? Wouldn't be that the plot twist? Like the you're actually his son. Something.
Surely you jest, Your Highness. Your father is a great king, and an even greater man. It is an honor to serve him as I do.
What if Sir Maxwell had an affair with the Queen, and Roland is the fruit of that union?
Apologies. I forget myself. I must have taken quite a blow. Anyhow, I suppose I should rest till the morrow. Be well, Sir Maxwell.
It cannot be easy being the youngest prince. To have others expect nothing from you, yet still shake their heads in disapproval.
Yes, always scandals in the royal bloodlines. Always there's a scandal. That's actually one of the theories in Jack the Ripper. They say that all of the victims of Jack the Ripper were women that were witnesses or were aware of the birth of a bastard in the royal family. So Jack the Ripper, according to that theory, he was an assassin sent by the royal crown.
But you can rise above this, my prince. Seize your chance and lay everyone's doubts to rest once and for all.
That masked man, I am almost certain that he's related to Roland in some way. Either his father or a deeper connection. Yes, crazy stuff. Indeed. Castle Wolford, finally the tournament. The tournament begins. To arms. No side quest? Okay.
Now that's what I call a feast. You've landed quite the catch, Frederica. He is a good man. I can see it in his eyes.
He's drunk.
You are too kind, Lord Dragan.
And humble as well. Are you impressed as I, Frederica?
I can tell that your heart is pure and gentle, my lord.
Especially when he drinks.
Lady Frederica.
He was mentioning Serenoa.
Forgive me if I caused offense. I thought only to return your sincerity and kind.
No apologies are needed. I am happy to meet your approval.
Thank you, my lord.
Words come so easily to the both of you. A perfect match.
Lord Dragan, you need to get laid yourself.
Forgive my curiosity. What sort of life did Lady Frederica lead in Esfrost?
Her life? Truth be told, my dear Serenoa, not a pleasant one. Those of Rosellan blood are looked down upon in Esfrost, even if they are the daughter of the Archduke's concubine.
Oof. Oof.
Gustadolf's full siblings are the worst of the lot. They have not a shred of human compassion between them.
I wonder why they discriminate the people with the pink hair over there. That is natural pink hair, not like the woke pink hair.
They cruelly bully the girl endlessly, regardless of time or place.
Is this...
True? Of course it is. I know Frederica's suffering all too well. My own father lived ever in the shadow of his elder brother, the former Archduke. Our house, too, is met with sneers by those who consider themselves our betters.
Yes, they got bullied for their hair. You're born with pink hair there, I'm sorry. You will be discriminated.
But no more. I shall show all those simpering fops that it is not birth that makes greatness, but deeds.
Perhaps it's their own take on the redheads, right? Because sometimes they bully, but I would say that they bully gingers more, like orangey hair, than actual redhead.
And so I did my due research at the archives, that my grand invention shall blast our way forward.
Grand invention?
Dragan, please. I believe you've had enough to drink.
Wait, I want to know more about that invention. Let him speak.
You can hardly blame me for availing myself of Glenbrook's finest libations, brought by traders from the realm over. Each cask more exotic than the last. Why, to not partake would be an affront to our newfound allies.
I think you've had enough, Lord.
Just make sure your head is clear for tomorrow. Or have you forgotten you're meant to be representing your nation?
Yes, a ceremony to usher in a new age of harmony and prosperity. I am too young to have known the war, so I see our three nations joining hands more as a matter of expedience.
This guy, I think he should remain sober when it comes to important diplomatic meetings.
But what of you, my kin-to-be? How do you see our grand cooperative venture?
It is the first step towards true harmony among our three nations. I welcome it. Or, it will benefit all nations involved. I see nothing wrong with that. Or, it is impossible to understand each nation's motivations. I can't say whether this bodes well. I can honestly say that we cannot know what everyone is planning. I need to be suspicious. That's the way of politics.
It is impossible to understand each nation's motivations. I can't say whether this bodes well.
Interesting. You are the first I've spoken to express such skepticism, and yet, you may see more clearly than most.
Yes, you have to be paranoid every single time when it comes to these matters. Those that trust completely, they get backstabbed.
Like as not, it is a baseless worry.
I don't think so.
It is a lord's place to worry.
Exactly.
We may at last share a common goal, but our motivations differ. The future is murky, no matter how brightly some may try to paint it. My new cousin has the intuition of a leader, I see. Or perhaps you're simply a worrywart.
Or a little bit of both. After all, that's why the marriage happened, so that there was a stronger connection. You don't want to betray. You usually don't want to betray your own family. Usually.
In any event, it is always good to have another perspective on matters. Let me tell you what I believe. I believe we're on the cusp of a great achievement. As always, it is the young who must bear the burden of building the future. Old shoulders are frail, old minds stubborn.
Yes, unless they are actually really wise throughout the years, they develop that wisdom, but sad to say that in many instances, they never grow up. You could have someone 60 years old or older, and they are still kiddos. They still do not grasp many things about the world.
Whatever lies in our future, those who make it will mark their names in history. And mine will be written large for all to see!
Oh, Dragon, this sounds so grand, but I am worried about what your invention actually is. This guy is starting to sound a bit like a... I don't know if villain, but we shall see.
And I would write yours next to it, my dear cousin. Pray, come visit me at the mines once operations are underway, and I shall...
Oh, he's too drunk.
Dragan, are you quite all right?
He's about to pass out.
Worry not, Frederica. I'm just a bit tipsy. Perhaps I should just lie.
In Mexico, we have a saying. It said, "No hay borracho que coma lumbre." Very ridiculous saying, but it means there is not a drunk person that eats fire. They don't eat fire, so anything that you say while you are drunk, it reveals a lot about you. And Dragan is showing a lot of ego here. He doesn't mention this will help our people, this will bring peace to the land, prosperity. He's all about, they will see the greatness of my name and your name, my cousin. So he's quite focused on the discrimination, but not on the larger picture. Oh, of course.
It would seem Lord Dragan has turned in for the night.
Hmm.
Quite the passionate fellow, isn't he?
He's never been one to hide his ambition, ever since we were little. Neither does he hide his disapproval of my brother and Trueborn siblings.
Feelings which you share?
I grant it would be satisfying to see the sneers of those who look down on me wiped from their faces. But I also agree with Lord Simone that we must set our gazes to the future. Though I know not yet how I might best serve in this new age, I would do what I can.
We are of the same mind in that regard, my lady. Let us ease the weight of each other's burdens.
Please, call me Frederica.
Whoa.
We are to be husband and wife after all.
Of course, my... Frederica. Pray call me Serenoa as well.
They are like, shall we shag now or shall we shag later?
We should carry your cousin to his chambers. Will you help me, Frederica?
Certainly, Serenoa. Let us take care not to wake him, lest he resume his prattle.
Nobody can stand him. Oh, our steward. Benedict, our faithful steward. What is he doing in the graveyard?
Benedict. I thought I might find you here.
That must be the queen's grave.
My lord. Did you tell her that Serenoa would soon be taking over as lord of our house?
Forgive me, my lord. I did not think to...
Save your apologies, Benedict. Doubtless she was overjoyed to hear it from you. Destra always did trust you above all her advisors. As do I. For 30 years you have served my house better than I ever could have asked for.
You honor me, my lord.
My lord? I suspect this will be the last night I will hear those.
Oh, that's a big red flag. After all, he is suffering his health is deteriorating, although I suspect poisoning. So that's a red flag of dying. Uh-huh. Exactly. Heart attack.
My lord, I will call for a healer at once.
Do not bother, Benedict. It will avail me not.
What
You know
exactly
as well
is...
as I how my heart now fails me.
Uh-huh.
My lord.
And so I entrust Serenoa to you.
I'm almost certain someone poisoned him.
For our house, pray heed this old man's final order.
Certainly. I will live to serve your son until I breathe my last.
Did you hear that, Destra? Our boy is in good hands.
And it is an irony that Benedict is older than the king and he's still in good health. Keeping good health is of the supreme importance. Always give priority to that.
My old dear friend, long have we stood together.
I will not let you down, my lord.
I hope the tournament begins, because this has all been very interesting, but I want to get into the action. However, we will have to stop for today. I hope the battle begins the next session. Thank you, Drelkag, for watching this live stream, and thanks to everyone else as well. This has been your host, Abraham El Jaguar. I'm going to take a 2-hour break, 2 hours and a half, and then I will resume with his origin probably. Today's a bit of a busy day, but at 6 p.m. CST, I'm going to do that special live stream where I talk about video games throughout the years. That is my experience as a gamer from the 80s up until now. Yes, thank you again, Drelkag, and thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel as well. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button, like, subscribe, take a look at the information in the description, the pinned comment, and remember, level up in game and level up in life. Once again, thank you, see you later.